would like to introduce you first my little team. Eszter Móróc, Tamás Csizmadia, Emese Kovács, Noémi Kovács, Oliver Main, Zsolt Varga, and me, Márta LADJÁNSZKI. With this, what you have written down, I would be happy if you could share it with us, so that's why you find our association's email address. Whoever doesn't want to type it in to the computer or doesn't have time, just give it to me. Or if you want to take it home, it's also possible. It's not a must to share. But maybe it just help us to get some points of view what you collected during watching this performance, what we created. And yeah, actually what you have seen was a special version because it has a theater version as well. But as here the possibilities are limited, we very much changed the structure, like the costumes, or originally we had 3 dancers in the piece and now it's 4. So that's why we entitle the piece like an off version. That's why you have seen it like by the way off. Yes?
So which color is the addition?
Which color is it?
The addition is the one that you just added.
The costume is totally different in the theater version. So they don't wear these kind of costumes.
Well, I'll be brave.
Yes, please.
So just before you asked us to come down, Peter, who's busy typing away on his computer,
Yes.
said, why don't you come to a slam poetry session? I said, what's slam poetry? He said, just write a poem and perform it. So I said, I never wrote a poem in my life, but I'm going to go. So I decided to write a poem right now.
Okay.
In honor of Peter. It's an invitation. And I said, okay, I have a question on this page. I said, I'm going to pick one question out of random. Pick one of your 5 senses. Seeing. First one, sight. Well, I could write a poem about sight. Can't I? Can I read it?
Yes, please.
I haven't memorized it. I know you're supposed to memorize it. To see, to see, to see, to see. What do I see? What do I see? Did I see? Did I see? Did I sleep? If I slept, what did I see? I saw a dream. I dreamed a dream. It wasn't real, was it? Was it? Was it? Can I see what I see? I saw pain. I saw pain. I saw pain. I saw a lot of pain. I felt pain. I was afraid that my body would fall down, fall apart, fall. It hurts when I fall. My body is breaking. I am dying. Is there life after death? Is there life after death? Is there? Is there? That's it. That's all I wrote. I don't know what it was, but I wrote my first poem. Maybe it's not my last. I don't know. Was that a poem?
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody else would like to share something? Maybe not a poem, but something else.
Yeah.
Yes?
I don't know, at the beginning, when I saw first, I thought in some way about nurse coming, about costume and things. And in some way, when it's begin, I feel it's built with a lot of cliché, you know, from modern dance in some way. And I begin to feel this kind of humor, but this kind of humor didn't become grotesque in some way, so it's kind of take distance. And in some way, for me, become kind of ghost dance in some way, some kind of equivalent. It's kind of music. The name is hauntology, or have this kind of. You don't listen just music. You listen. In the music, it integrates the cracks of vinyl and other things. You know, it's kind of style of music. It was developed by Philip Jack and used very old vinyl, and this music it's old. So, and after in some moment I begin to think about nostalgia in some way. It's a moment where it was kind of joy of dance, you know. You don't need to have a message when you dance. It was just the joy of dance, but this masked in some way virtuosity. People want to see virtuosity on the scene, and this brings me this idea that ballet, it's kind of violence against body. So this is my thoughts.
I was very moved by the very subtle, swift nuances, and it was very, it was very soft, I don't know. I could just resonate with the energy and the subtle shifts and decisions and meetings and some.
I'm not sure if I want to read what I wrote, but I wrote like a child, and it was very nice for me because as I was watching, I could also I really also enjoyed it, and I had a lot of thoughts that both were not articulated translated into words, but also reference pointed, and I follow some of, I recognize some of your, but then also to write this as a child, I just found images and relations that I hadn't been able to articulate, or they were not really there when I saw it, but they were very easy to find when I put myself in the position of maybe a 5-year-old or something like that, which all of a sudden some kind of simplicity, although pretty spacey, if I see what, and very universal came to me. But it was just good in this to use this. Yesterday I could not detect anything in this, but now I could it really helped me to choose a perspective. So that was nice.
I had a little bit strange feeling as I came into the space, and at the beginning I was okay, but after a couple of minutes I feel the need to go to the toilet. Yes. And this need became intense and intense and intense. So each movement the dancers were doing had a total effect on my body as I was constraining in different sort of position, because in the same time I was intensely trying to see and focus on the performance, and in my mind was saying, I cannot, yes I can, I cannot, I cannot. I can. No, I cannot. That it was a totally contradiction between my body, which was saying go, go, and you go, because it was not a big problem to go outside and go to the toilet and come back. But my brain said, no, you can manage to go until the end. For sure you can do it. And it was a body pain, and all the movement that we're doing were like intense going inside my body. So it's like, it was like such a pressure. And at the end I would say, okay, now I'm going to go when the dancers are gone, and the music stay. And I said, no, I'm going to stay until the end, because I want to feel the whole experience of the performance. So it was a double experience, because I focused intensely of observing everything that happened, and it was a powerful meditation on contradiction between the mind and the body, the mind that was going on a repetitive thinking, and the body that was trying to go out, express himself and go to the toilet, and that was practically. So it was very, very, very intense for me. So.
Have you gone to the toilet?
Yes. Okay, and I'm thinking clear. Yes.
Lucky you that it wasn't a 2 hours performance.
I don't know what I have done.
Can I reflect on that?
Yeah.
Because I had a very similar experience to yours. No, not tonight. In Truffle, you know Truffle? It's a space in whatever in Budapest. I went to see a performance and I sat right in the middle of the audience, but exactly in the middle. And after a couple of minutes, I started to feel that I have to go to the toilet. And I was really, struggling for 1.5 hours when on stage, water started to drip. That was the moment 10 minutes before the end of the show when I just burst out from the middle of the audience, and I went out because I couldn't. So I know what you have felt. I'm sorry, it was just I'm sorry for this movement. I didn't know that it will hurt you.
It is my body.
Well, actually, these two layers that you said, mind and the body, and now I can say that I saw that in the performance. Because this body part, which was the repetitive, that was for me the music, and it was like developing from the beginning until your solo, and this turning thing, and it was going down again. And the body, it was like all this also Cunningham thing and linear movements, and also the connections between you in space. It was also linear, but in some parts it was like the body is fighting with this linear correct thing with it goes deeply from you, and it was like this also repetitive movements and shakings, and it was like a bit ritual. So I know it was like you are also fighting on the stage with you. You motivated me for tell this. So.
Yes?
Good evening. I'm sorry I'm not from the circle. I didn't speak to last night, so I was really tired. And things that were I wrote this. Colors, timbres, closeness, competition, recurrent themes, basse fréquence, low frequencies, and the effect of the dancers and the public. The complexity of what seems simple in interactions. And I think that those are the thoughts that were evoked for me. And you were struggling with restroom issues, and I was struggling with being awake. So not that it was at all boring, but because I hadn't slept, there was this very low frequency. And you're engulfed by it. So I wasn't even struggling to stay awake. But I would close my eyes and still be there and come out, and well, that's what I experienced.
I can very much connect. I'm also very tired, I'm not in the circle. But what Robert just wrote, it was my poem as well. So it touches the same vagueness, theater, dreaming, life after death. So this absolutely, I can just confirm what Robert wrote. That was my experience too.
And Márta, why did you choose for this representation different costumes than the original?
Actually, I like because right after the premiere of the piece in a theater, we had the chance to perform it here as well because Noemi is also working here at the CEU. And then Lila was offering that they had, inside the building, they have a kind of project that they show also the artists behind the CEU workers, or I don't know. So, and then the idea came that maybe it would be just a nice chance to show it also here. And because this building, it's a brand new, like half year ago.
1 year.
We opened it, so I didn't know this space, and then as we started to look for a possible space, then somehow I like this pure wooden covered feeling. And then as we don't really have possibility to use theatrical elements like lights, and in the original piece we also use light camera and projection. All this had to be cancelled here. I thought, why not to totally change the costume? And it's interesting how you are mentioning this Cunningham background, because I think if as we perform it in the theater, it doesn't appear at all. Mm-hmm. Just because we have this image in our head, maybe even in those heads who never ever made a dance step. But for the dancers, this kind of costume, maybe not in these colors, but like this leotard is the right name. It's so much connected, this image, to Cunningham's work. And John Cage and Cunningham was working together, so it's somehow it's here. Mm-hmm. And as we watch this, it's immediately like jumping on this image, and we recall this. But I didn't want to force this. I just, I don't know. Actually, originally it's 7 years old piece. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we created it 7 years ago, almost. And already that time we made a site-specific version, but it was outside in the grass. And for that green color, somehow it came into my mind that I need colors, more colors. And then I asked someone if it's at all possible, because usually you cannot buy such leotards in these colors. And then we made this, and since these 7 years, these costumes are always coming back in my work. Also me, and also Zsolt was wearing it, and some other musicians as well. And somehow as I saw here the space, I felt I need these colors in this space. So actually it was more like playing with the sensation of...
Yes. Somehow from outside, because you take off the lights and the technical support, these costumes was like in the between. It was like almost naked bodies, not naked bodies, but like very close for me in the public to imagine that the body is like it is and
In
is
the
close to
original
the-
piece, one part is performed naked as well. In the original, so it's not so far from me because I work in nudity a lot in the works. But
But if you play in the future, you will come back to the first version, or you let it. You see, like
whenever we have the chance to perform it in a theater,
if
we
you
use the
perform in
theater
theater, you
club.
perform like in that version, or in this.
We change it.
Ah, you change it. So in some way, the
What
piece
is
evolves.
possible, then I ask my team, okay, now this is that version.
Okay, so.
So
this
now
is
we have two
evolved.
live.
Ah, okay.
With the same music and the same movement, actually. The music and the movement is the same. Costumes, light, visual stuff, and that we have an extra version.
So this
in
experience
version.
will bring something if you go on a scene, on a normal theater.
Pardon?
This experience in this space inform you in some way, and you bring something from this experience into the theater.
Yeah, well, I think I would keep the theater version in the theater. But I kind of like the idea that why not to try like this?
And we also actually played this version in the theater in
Yeah,
Bratislava.
with the less.
So there was the
okay.
last time that we were playing this kind of version with the dancers, with the costume in the theater. So that is also another image, even for us, and I think also for the audience. So it's up to Márta, which vision is okay. Let's do this or that, or let's try this or that. So it's always a bit changing, not so much, but still there is a couple of small details which can move.
Is the original the cost?
No.
Not from 7 years ago. Not original.
Anyone from the 7? Like
Musicians are the.
We're still here.
Still?
Can't get rid of
Then-
it.
And
Yeah.
Noemi, she's,
Noemi is the original cast.
we three are new actually, just joined in this kind of progress when we started last year.
Yes.
Actually, we were last year.
I was just thinking it must be nice to revisit, or nice, but interesting to revisit, or live with a.
Well, actually 6 years passed since I performed it last, so a long time passed.
How?
So it was first to learn the choreography, which I thought I would never ever forget, but of course I forgot it. So I had to rethink and relearn it from the video, and also from being together. Some things came back, and then it was a very interesting experience for me to do it with different dancers than I did it that time, and it gave a special new meaning and new feelings, new sensations.
Yeah, because 6 years is a long time. Also,
Yeah,
as you
absolutely.
change, your body change.
Absolutely, yes.
So many
there
changes.
are movements which I'm really struggling with now, and I don't know how could I invent it 6-7 years ago. So yeah, but I really enjoy this new thing because it's somehow a new piece for me now. It's not the same.
Actually, I would turn now into closing the symposium part.